All right, sports buffs out there, I just want to give you a little breakdown of what you're going to be hearing on this episode. We're going to be talking about Manny Pacquiao. There's going to be a little talk and discussion about Carmelo Anthony, the winners and losers of the MLB trade deadline. But right now, it's more important that we talk about this topic right here because you know what? People out there that are just starting to get into that sports betting world, they get intimidated by some of the words. And I want to break down some of the sports betting terminology for everybody out there. So you're the guy to go to, and that's why we're here, kid. I got to ask you right now, what is a money line bet?
You know what? With the legalization of sports gambling, Jimmy, there's a lot of people that are starting to dabble in and become an avid sports fan rather than just a novice. And you know what? There's steps and things that you can do along the way to become better, help give you an edge. Basically, learning all the terminologies and understanding what they are, the different types of bets, parlays, reverses, straight bets, teasers, all these different types of wagers is important. But a money line bet is basically how much money you're willing to risk. It's the line that the bookmaker sets on how you're wanting to wager, whether or not you want to wager for the team to just win the game or you want to give the points. So you take a Chicago Bulls game, let's say the line is -5 against the Philadelphia 76ers, instead of you laying 5 points because you got to win by 6 to cover the bet, you might say, you know what, I'll put up $180 to win $100. It's pretty heavy juice, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the Chicago Bulls just to win the game by 1 point. So basically a money line bet is just to win the game and not cover any type of a point spread. But if you're taking an underdog, okay, you can take big underdog odds. So if the Chicago Bulls are -180 to win only 100 but lose 180, you might be able to get the Philadelphia 76ers plus 170 if you bet 100.
Okay.
So you win. If Philadelphia beats Chicago and wins the game, you win 170, but you only put up $100. So that's what the money line bets are.
Okay. Now, I got to ask you another terminology here. Over-under. What's an over-under bet?
Well, there's different type of over-under bets. They could be the total score of a baseball game. Both teams combined, 5-4 Angels over the Dodgers, and they put the under-over at 9.5. And if it goes over the 9.5, because you picked a high-scoring game, then you're going to win. It could also be an over-under, an exotic wager. The Jets to win 8 games this year, the over on the Jets is plus 200 or plus 300, depending on if it's an under-over on a NFL game, like the football game, the Hall of Fame game, that's Thursday night, 34 points. Is it going to be combined score over 34 or under 34? So there's a bunch of different things with over-unders.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. Now, one last thing. What about a prop bet?
Prop wagers, those are the ones that always come around and that you hear about. They're called like exotic wagers on the Super Bowl. You flip the coin, it's heads or tails, right? Who's going to score the first touchdown? Prop bet. Emmitt Smith or Charles Dove. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Win some good money like that.
Well, yeah, they have different odds. They have different things. Which quarterback's going to throw the first touchdown pass? Who's going to have the longest reception for a touchdown? Who's going to have the most catches in the game? And his odds are plus 400 or plus 200 or minus 300 if he's a great receiver like an A.J. Green who's supposed to win.
Julio Jones, yeah.
Right, so that's what they do. They put the odds on that good receiver a little higher. So it's all based on what the bookmaker sets the line at. Very similar, Jimmy, to what the racetrack sets the odds at on the horse racing.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, kid, when we come back right now, we're going to be diving into the sports news, the big headlines of the week. But right now, we're going to take a brief break. See my boy Charlie Dove and yours truly with some Atlantic City news and some fitness news for everybody out there.